Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to Distinct Darlings. Today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how I use Pinterest to tell my brand story. I tell a story at every one of my workshops I do about how I came to my brand imagery. I was really stuck on an idea of what I should be or how my brand should look for a long time. I wasn't converting clients. I wasn't getting my ideas and my thoughts across and I wasn't getting my ideal client. So I ended up creating this really cool exercise that helped me discover my true brand story, and I'm going to share it with you today. This is obviously one step of several that are in our workbook, Telling Your Brand Story. And so I cannot wait for you to show me what you come up with. But today, let's show you where I start with Pinterest. What I do is I open up my Pinterest account. If you don't already have a Pinterest account, please follow the instructions on the screen as Pinterest loads and set yourself up one. You come in and you go to the area, your home area, and choose boards. From boards, I'm going to hit create a new board. I'm going to name this Telling My Story. Now, you can make the board secret if you don't want other people to see it. I'm going to do that. Or you can leave it so it's open to the public, whichever you prefer. Then I hit create. When I open up, I'm going to end up having what's going to turn into being my brand story. So I'm going to go up to the search bar and I'm going to start searching for the things that call to me. The first thing I like to check off my list when I start to put together a branding project with a client are fonts. A lot of times we have a preconceived notion of the type of font we want, the look we want to have, and I think it's a really, really great idea to just do a simple search for the word font and start taking a peek at different things that you are called to, and maybe you might want to include into your brand at some point. Pay no attention if the font's free or where you get it at. There's so many options to find similar fonts, and we'll talk about that later. These are always a really great pin too, because on this one in particular, there's so many different options that you could come back and look at later. When you find a pin that you really like and you see some fonts that you're called to, you're going to hit save. Then you're going to choose the board that you want to add this pin to. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to find my new board, Telling My Story. Now my pin's all set. I'm going to keep looking around and see if there's some other items that I might like, if there's anything I'm really drawn to. And when I find more pins I want to add to my board, I just keep adding them. It's really simple. Once I have a couple of pins going in fonts, I move on to color. I like to put in color palette. What's really unique when you search for the words color palette is you come up with a really great array of different color palettes that are complementary to each other. It helps you put together your brand imagery for later. Finding out what your color palette is so important to your brand. When you find a couple that you like, you're simply going to want to save them once again to the same board. Once you discover a couple color palettes that you like, and you get them added to your board, the next item that I really like to search for are my favorite things. So a few of my favorite things are cakes. I really like cake. Cakes are a work of art. It's really fun to go through and start to look at different imagery. I don't sell cakes, but wow, isn't this one stunning? Funny how my brand has blush and gold. What's interesting as you work through this exercise and you spend some real time deciding which photos match you, which fonts you're called to, and all of those items, you're going to start to see a pattern emerge of the same colors and the same fonts and the same imagery that you're drawn to. What's really, really unique about putting together your brand story is that it's yours and there's no right or wrong answer here. You want to put together imagery and effects that are going to call to who you are. It makes it so it's really easy for your client to see who they're going to buy from. It's also really important that you tell your story through these colors, these fonts, and this imagery. And that's other part of the worksheet that you've been working through. Now, when you get your Pinterest board to where you're at a point that you really, really like it and you're feeling good about it, you're going to want to save it and then put it off to the side for now. You're going to come back and you're going to look at that soon when we put together your final brand board. But for now, happy pinning!